We're back in the city centre. Now, for those of you that remember, look at this property here. So this was the property that we did a refurbishment on about a year ago, and we had to get the whole of the front of the pub, well, it's an old pub, scaffolded, and all of the sash windows all redone. So that's been done, but that was phase one. Phase two is decorating the inside, which we've started this week. So I'm coming along to see how Simon's getting on with the refurbishment. Come on inside. Right, it's George, look, he's going. This is last week. Well, next week's his last week. For those of you that haven't been here before, this is an old converted pub. It's got 12 rooms, they're all en suite, and it's always completely fully occupied because we're in the city centre. So the first thing we're going to have a look at here is the cycle store. Now, this is being used at the moment by Simon, the maintenance guy, because he's keeping all of the stuff for the kitchens and what have you in here whilst he's working here. We have got a collection of old bikes. This is a problem, right? So part of the planning for this property, we have to give the tenants access to a cycle store. We do. We give them this. They put the bikes in, they leave, and they leave the bikes here. So what we're going to do when we finish the refurb, we're going to give these bikes to a local charity and see if they can make something good of them. So at the moment, there's not really much in here. As I say, it's only accessible to us at the moment. One of the issues in this property is that we've got 12 ensuite rooms. There's no communal area for a toilet. There's no communal toilet. So if one of the toilets goes down, then the tenants have got no access to a toilet at all. So what we're going to do is probably it's going to be a Saniflow, unfortunately, but put a toilet unit here and maybe a sink. So we've got an emergency toilet, and that's good for work people as well. So that's one of the plans that we've got moving forwards. It's a city centre property, which means we've got no land outside whatsoever, which means that all of the bins have to be internal. So all of the bins are stored in here. Now, when the bin men come, they will come and they'll open the door, they've got a code, they'll take the bins out, they'll empty them, put them back. It's all licensed, it's all been pre-approved for fire risk assessment, etc. But this is one of the rooms that is also going to get refurbished. Stinky room. But look, this is what we're up against. Look at that. How lazy is that? Someone's just literally put their bin bag there instead of walking here and putting it in the bin. And look, black bins in recycling. There's no need, is there? The bin men won't take that because it's black general waste in a recycling bag, in a recycling bin, I should say. It needs to go in there. Honestly, they didn't teach you this at landlord school. Just because they're full, they just put them anywhere. Anyway, right, then we've got a little linen cupboard down here as well. So this is a little linen store, tumble dryer, washing machine, and a little sink. It's always kept quite well actually in here. It's always kept quite easy. I don't know if those are old clothes that people have just left. That's the problem with HMOs. Right then, we're going to come and do a little tour down the cellar in a minute because it's an old pub. There's lots of old pubby stuff down there that you might not have seen yet. So let's go upstairs and let's see what Simon's up to. Come on up. So all of these communal walls are all going to get painted. All of this is going to get reglossed. It's a long time overdue, to be fair. But it's such a busy property, it's really hard to take the kitchen out when they've got so many tenants here. So we'll look at the old kitchen first on this floor. So we've got 2 floors. We've got a 7-bedroom floor and a 5-bedroom floor. So this is the old kitchen. So you can see here, that looks like it's still leaking. That looks really bad. What was that from?
The water tank upstairs.
Oh, in the kitchen. So that's stopped now. It's not brilliant in here. It has been a while. That's new, so it does look a lot worse than it did last time I came. So this is the next refurbishment kitchen, which should be done in about 2 weeks. So literally everything's going to get moved. We're reinstalling the cupboards, new worktops, new flooring, new tables, new cooker hood, and obviously all of that is going to need to be painted. And the walls are going to need to be made good and painted over. So, yeah, it's happening, which is a long time overdue. It's going to look smart when it's done. One of the other problems we've got, when tenants move out, if you see over here, look, all of the stuff that they just leave on the side, and we don't know what belongs to who, and so we just need to put a note up to say if you haven't moved your stuff, we're going to end up throwing it away. I imagine some of this is from the kitchen upstairs though, don't know. Right, let's go upstairs and see where we're at. Here he is. Right then, It's a bit of a mess downstairs now, isn't it, because of that, the water heater that's leaked. Do we need to change that carcass then now because of all that, or is it okay?
It's still solid.
So tell me what we've done then, Si. What have we got up to? So you've taken away all of the cupboard doors on the old...
And the old worktop.
And you put a new worktop in?
New worktop.
Sink?
Same sink. Put back
It's the same sink? Oh, okay. We got away all right with that. Yeah. And these new cupboard doors. So we've gone for grey. That's good. Have we got any things we can cover these bits up with as well?
End panels.
Yeah. So it's all going to look the same colour.
Yeah.
Looking all right, isn't it? Looking good. New tiles.
New tiles.
And then
Covers.
the flooring. So we're going to hardboard over the top of...
No, take this off.
Taking it off.
Put ply down.
Yeah.
And then liner over the top.
So we'll have to do new skirting boards then.
Well, it should come up to it.
Okay. Now, one of the problems that Simon's been faced with, you can see that the kitchen at the moment is not workable. We've asked the tenants on this floor to use the kitchen downstairs, but they're not. They're still using this kitchen, even though there's nothing here that they can use. Hey-ho, it's all good. What are we doing about all of these, like, old, all of this stuff? Are we just going to chuck it out?
I think so.
I mean,
claimed some of it.
No one's using that, are they? Come on.
No, someone used that stuff yesterday.
Right.
Just dumped it there.
So did we give them a letter asking them to take what was theirs?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Right, so let's be callous.
That's why all the cupboards
Not
are
callous.
empty, apart from that one.
Okay, good. So let's be ruthless is the right word I was looking for, not callous. Let's be ruthless and let's get rid of all the stuff.
Some of that's got electrical stickers on to get rid of anyway. So.
Right, okay. And then just literally put it downstairs.
Yeah.
Are we going to finish one room at a time?
Do one room.
And then that's it, then move to the next one. There's a lot of stuff, isn't there, that needs to... I mean, none of that's being used, is it? Okay, so in terms of the walls, then, they're dry now. I can see they're dry.
Yeah.
So just skimming over?
Yeah, get them tidied up.
Skim over and paint?
Yeah.
It's not as bad as I thought, actually, that wall. So, yeah, it's going to look smart. So what we'll do is, once Simon's finished, we'll come back and do another couple of updates. Good? Right, leave it to it then. We're just going to have a little mixture about downstairs and then we'll be done. Right, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah.
We're doing all the communal areas outside as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's where we're at the moment. Hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, it'll all be nice and sparkly. Anyway, folks, let's give it up for Luke behind the camera, because George is stood behind him there, look, is going. George is going a week on Friday, aren't you, George?
See you later.
And we've got Luke, we've got a new George 2, that's it. George 2 behind the camera. He was taking over from George for a little bit. Right, so this is an old pub, and this is a fire door. It's been completely risk assessed. It is safe. We've got fire detectors and smoke detectors down there, but we still got a little bit of pub stuff down there. But I do like to go down every now and then just to make sure there's no issues and to make sure there's nothing that we need to be aware of, i.e. floods. Because sometimes some of the pipes get blocked with the lint from the dryer and it floods the cellar. So we're just going to come down and make sure everything's fine. Now watch your step, Luke, down here. So one little trick I learnt as a police officer, before you go into any room, make sure you can get back out. So I've taken the padlock with me, so nobody can lock me in. So this is literally just like mothballed. None of this stuff is mine. It's just all part of the pub when we took over the property. So we've just left it here. All the old pumps, loads of boxes of glasses, look, down there. We've got an old sweet trolley, which is over there in the corner. Again here, loads of old just bottles. All of these are empty, but you know, they do belong to somebody. Old pub chairs, furniture, look at all these barrels. All empty barrels, just from years and years ago. Worth nothing. So that what you can hear there, that's the old trap door. So that's the trap that the draymen would send the beer down, and people are just walking past it on the street. And then we've got another little room in here that's just got a load of old corks. And so yeah, there's nothing of any worth down here, but it's just kind of been left, to be honest. But there doesn't seem to be anything of any issue apart from, of course, you know, flaky paint and just general oldness. Right? Everything seems to be okay down here. So that's it here today. So I'm going to leave Simon here for a couple of weeks now. I won't bother him. Come back in 2 weeks' time. And hopefully we'll see a huge transformation. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.